Hello, guys. Okay, so we've made tally charts, we've made picture graphs, we've made bar graphs. Now we get to make line plots. So exciting. So your title is Making Line Plots. Miss Hargrove. Miss Hargrove, what is the deal here? There we go. Okay. Making line plots. Okay. So line plots are very similar to all the other data representations we've already talked about. Okay, so you'll notice though that this has a what at the bottom. What is that called? A number line, right? So this is having to do with numbers. Okay, you can have other things down here. You can have like bananas, apples, whatever down there. But for the most part, a line plot is good for when you have numbers of things. So if you notice, the title of this line plot is number of kids in each family. So let's say that we're gonna label all of these. So we're gonna label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Row, add a couple lines. Extend your table a little bit. 9, and we're actually gonna stop at 10. Okay? So I'm gonna tell you how many to tally, and you have to tally. Deal? So for this number 1 means one kid in the family. So if there's one kid in the family, there are 3 families where that's the case. So tally 3 and write the total. Pause me. Okay, unpause me. So we have 1, 2, 3, and we'll write our total of 3. 2 kids in the family. We have one family. Actually, we have 5. That's the case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 families that have 2 kids. You have to know that this is 5 families and this is 2 kids in the family. Because remember, our line plot is showing the number of kids, okay? There's actually no one with 3 kids in their family in this group of people. I know in our class there are 3, but in this group of people, nobody with 3 kids in the family. Crazy. 4, we had one person with 4 people in the family. One person. We had 3 people with 5 in the family. 3. We had 2 with 6 in the family. Whoa, that's a lot of kids. A lot of kids. Nobody was 7. Nobody had 7 kids. Nobody also had 8 kids. There were 6 families who had 9 kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And one family had 10 kids. One family had 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the information from this line plot and I'm going to graph it. Okay, I mean from this tally chart, and I'm going to graph it on my line plot. So you'll notice that there are some that are blank. Okay, so the total for those is what? Zeros. Okay, you need to fill in your totals. There's no tallies to do, but you do need to fill in your zeros. Okay, excuse me. So you'll notice though on our number line, did we skip over 3 and 7 and 8? Did we just skip those? No, because on a number line like up there, we don't skip numbers, do we? Oh, geez, guys, now I've really messed this up. Now I've done it. Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to represent each of these with an X, okay? So how many families had 1 kid? 3. So I'm going to do in a very straight line up 3 X's, okay? Something that's really important for line plots, because we don't have a scale over here, do we? Like we do on a bar graph. We don't. You have to draw your X's exactly the same size, because 3 X's could look like that. It could look like this. It could look like this, right? Don't draw that. We don't want any of that, okay? You draw them all the same size, okay? How many families had 2 kids? 5. So we're going to draw 5 X's. Notice how I'm lining up this X, lining up this X, lining up that one, and then I do 2 more of the same size. How many families had 3? None, so I'm not going to draw any X's. How many families had 4? 1, so I'm going to draw an X right there. How many families had 5 kids? 3, so I'm going to draw 3 X's. Again, exactly the same size. So this one should be exactly as tall as that one is, okay? How many families had 6 kids? Just 2. Okay. How many people had 7 kids? None. No X's. 8 kids? None. No X's. 9 kids? 6. So again, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At this point, I should be even with that. And then one more makes 6. How many families had 10 kids? 1. Okay. You just made a line plot. Okay. It's okay that we don't have the any X's on those because we didn't have any families with that number of children. All right, let's go down here. This is the distance that these kids ran in a race. All right. So we have, again, a number line. It's a chunk of a number line. It's between 20 and 27 because that's how long. I didn't have anybody run less than 20 and I didn't have anybody run more than 27. All right. So let's label our distances on the items. So we would have 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay. So there were, I'm just going to name these off for you. 7 kids that ran 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, cross it over at 5, 6, 7. 1 kid ran 21. Nobody ran 22 meters. 4 kids ran 23 meters. 10 kids ran 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, cross it over at 5. 2, 3, 4, cross it over at 5. 10. Nobody ran 25 meters. 2 people ran 26 meters. And then we had 8 people run 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, crossed over at 5, 6, 7, 8. What do I put for totals for 22 and 25? Zeros. And then don't forget to put your 8 right here, sorry. Now I'm going to use the information from my tally chart to make my line plot, okay? So looking at this, how many X's should I put on 20? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you notice how they're going straight up? I'm not doing this. No, we don't want that. Okay. We had 1 student run 21, so I'm going to do 1X. Same size as this guy. It should be in line. Nobody for 22. 4 on 23. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how it's in line with that 4th one? 25, nobody. I'm sorry, I skipped 24. 10 on 24. Make them straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're going straight up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nobody on 25. 2 on 26. And 8 on 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Cool. You just made line plots. You have 1 more to do on your homework on Seesaw. We're going to talk more about these tomorrow. We're actually going to use these line plots to answer some questions, okay? All right. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.